great job, and thank all of you for your comments. Mr. Mayor, Trenton, he did not mention that he is known as the recycling mayor, but he's also the newly elected, re-elected mayor just a few days ago. Did any of the other candidates get any votes, Tony?
They did.
Oh, they did? Okay.
We won't speak of it, but
well, let's talk about what it takes to put together a recycling program, no matter where you are. And we appreciate having representatives of various cities here. Gene mentioned how important it is to have a positive attitude, to have a desire to want to do it. And we've heard various persons on the program this morning talk about what drives them. Heard about the fact they want to reduce their tipping fee at the landfill. We've talked about that they want to do the right thing. They said they want to recycle because people want to. But that positive attitude is what it takes. One person said, if you want to keep getting what you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. And so if you want to make a change, then it takes the steps to take you in that direction. So the first thing that a mayor needs to ask himself, or a plant owner or a plant manager, is what drives me? What is it that I want to accomplish? And once you make up your mind what it is that you want to do, then you begin to put together whatever it takes to get you to your goal. The next thing you need is a good partner. And we like to recommend you use a company like Doxicom, a consulting company that can take you to where you want to go. But there are other choices also. For example, you could use an equipment company. They might want to partner with you. Now, the disadvantage of that is that an equipment company that produces and sells recycling equipment, their main focus, of course, is on selling equipment. And they want to make sure that you have the right equipment that you need to move you where you want to go. And that's good, but of course, that equipment is usually very expensive. So it's a monumental hurdle to jump. Then you can use a traditional recycler. We call them 20th century recyclers. And we call them that because they are focused on just selling the material. And so every decision they make, they wonder, well, they said, are we going to make enough money to make it worth our while? And so, therefore, that colors the advice that they give. They say, well, this is hardly worth fooling with. And in some cases, they are true. It's true that recycled materials do not bring a lot of money. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind if you think about a recycling program. Never get into a recycling program to make money, because that's not what it's all about. Sometimes we've done some studies about materials and their cost and what you get on the market. You know, a lot of our materials, we ship them after they're sorted in Gaylord boxes, big cardboard boxes. And sometimes the material inside of the Gaylord box is worth less than the cardboard box. So it's not a money-making situation. Don't do it for just to make money. But you do it for what we've talked about this morning, because it's the right thing to do. You do it because it reduces the landfill. You do it because you're trying to stop further damage to the environment. And you also do it because people want to do it. If they just give them a chance, they want to. They feel bad when they throw away something that they know has another use. So that's why we do it. Now, the next thing that we need to do is to build support. You have to build support in the community, or in your plan, or in your area, in your city, or in your county, to build support. Just because the mayor wants to do it, and the Board of Aldermen wants to do it, and the City Council votes by a majority to do it, does not mean you will be a success. You have to build support, and that takes time. Now we found from working with plants and communities that from the idea, from the time when everybody gets on board, everybody says, this is what we're going to do, that it takes 90 days just to get the message out. So doing that time here, that time is so important. So it takes time to build support in a community. It takes time to select community leaders and volunteers who are going to be an integral part of making a program work, and you can't succeed without them. And so that's why we have a whole packet of information on how you build this support in your team, in the community, among community leaders, because that's what you will need to succeed. And then the media also plays an important role, and they share in this educational process for people who want to learn the proper way to recycle. Then we also encourage you to select a location to run a sorting center. We call them ROCs. That's short for Recycling Operation Centers. And so we encourage you to find a location that's visible, that has the necessary infrastructure to make it work, and that you can put a convenience center where people can drop off recyclables after hours. That helps make your program a success also. And then you also need to find a labor source, because these programs generally operate on volunteer labor. Now there are a lot of different sources that have been tried and used. Sometimes people who are getting a public assistance are required to work on a job to get work experience. And sometimes you can find a source of labor there. Also, sometimes inmates can be used in certain counties to provide labor. Then there's court diversion, where the judge will sentence people to work in a recycling facility, and that also is a source of labor for some people. We even have a recycling facility actually inside of a prison in Shelby County, where the entire workforce are inmates. So it takes imagination, it takes working to pull together the labor to do this sorting operation. And also it takes, to make the program a success, you need a marketing arm where you can move your product after it is sorted and prepared for sale and get it to the end user. And that process is an ongoing process. You don't select a vendor that you're going to sell cardboard to today and you sell it to them, the same vendor, week, month after month after month. That changes. So it takes some effort to keep looking for new vendors and to keep looking for the best price that you can. So that's just a kind of a brief overview of how a recycling operation works. We'll take questions later, but I want to remind you that if this is in your heart, if this is what you want to do, if you think this is good for your community, to just start where you are and use what you have, and you'll be able to reach your goal.